Okay, in this example, we're going to do what number is 24% of 50, 9.5 is what percent of 25, and 39 is 52% of what number. So, the very first one, we're going to, instead of doing the percent proportion this time, we're just going to write it as we read it and see if that helps us. And then once you get either one of these down on a test or quiz, you should be able to do it any way you want to figure it out. You can use percent proportion or this way, but we're going to try a couple this way so you see. So what number, that's where my letter's going to go. I don't know what number, so let's just put X. Is we've used before as an equal sign when we were doing equalities, so let's do equals. 24%, we've just been talking about how you take a percent and make it a decimal, so let's make that a decimal because then we can just use a calculator. So 0.24, and I think I forgot to write the word of in here, and then of is going to be your multiplication sign. And you learned that, I think, last year, that when you have 24% of 50, there's your multiplication. So now all you have to do is take your calculator and do 0.24 times 50. Okay? But you can also think of 25% of 50 and kind of do a little bit of estimating in your head too. And in the long run, you get, getting my calculator out, sorry folks. Wasn't ready for that. So 0.24 times 50 is going to be 12. So 12 is equal to X. And that's your final answer. So this line, what number is your X, is 24%. That's how you write it as a decimal. Of is times 50. So let's go to the next one. 9.5, write it down, 9.5. There's my keyword is equals what percent? Again, this is what I don't know, so this is X. Of is my multiplication, 25. So this time I have X times 25 is equal to this. I want to get X by itself, and I'm multiplying, so I do both sides the same thing. I divide by 25. So then I will get something equals X. So you take your 9.5 and you divide it by 25 and you get 0.38. This is the tricky one because you've got to look back to see it's what percent. So I don't leave this one as a decimal. I rewrite it as a percent. And remember, when you have a decimal, to make it a percent, we move it 2 spaces to the right and add the percent sign. So your final answer on this one would be 38%. And if you take a look at it, 9.5 is less than half of this. So you know that it's going to be less than 50, so that's a good estimate. Here then is 39 is 52% of what number? So 39, keyword is equals, let's write this as a decimal. So I take away the percent, move it 1, 2 this way, because it's 52 out of 100 or 52 hundredths of what number? That's my X. Times X, I guess I could put a dot for times X. So now I want to get X by itself, so this is multiplication. So to get rid of multiplication, I do division. Whatever I do on this side, I do on this side. So in your calculator, you're going to plug in 39 divided by 0.52. And you're going to get X is equal to 75. And you want it to be 52%, so you want it to be more than double, because 52 is a little bit more, so that makes sense. If you have any questions, you can rewatch the video or you can click next to try one on your own.